Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Just read something from graphic. From the Auditor General's report. Financial irregularities committed by public boards increased from 5.47 billion Ghana cedis in 2019 to 12.86 billion in 2020. And then from 4.63 billion in 2021, in 2023 last year, 17.48 billion Ghana cedis. So that's how much financial irregularity is going on under this government. This government is corruption personified. You see, when we say corruption, people need to see it. Any member of this government, when you see them, that's corruption. The thing they call corruption, it is them. And you want us to retain the same people. Bawumia, who has engaged in nepotistic contract awards of sole sourcing to his own brother. His brother has been given sole source contracts all over the place. He's done family and friends appointments. The proper style 555 hash. You're asking me which people?
Which contract?
So, his brother has gotten road contracts. He's gotten road contracts. Okujeto Ablakwa has made exposés on those. They've not come out to deny it. Sole source road contracts have been given to his brother at inflated cost. It's fact. NAPO, at education, at energy, the issues that we are hearing, the time will come. They should go and do their pump and pageantry. He said party, they won't pay. They should go and do the party. But after they finish the party, we are waiting for them on the ground. We want to see if Ghanaians want a president who would deliver the bank hospital, a president who will deliver a state-of-the-art Terminal 3, or a president who will give them the UGMC, a president who will build the Tema and Pakadan Railway, a president who will do the Obechebi-Lamte interchange, and the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, the Kaswa interchange, a president who will build the Fufusu Solar Road that had appeared in every 8 of President Kufuor's budgets, but never got done, but got done under John Mahama. A president who delivered proper road infrastructure in this country, proper health infrastructure, built the E-blocks, or a president or a candidate who is vice president, and don't forget, a president who oversaw the rebound of Ghana from an economic crisis. People today, this government uses Russia-Ukraine war as an excuse for this mess. Are you aware that in 2014-2015 there was a Russia-Ukraine war? That Crimea was annexed in 2014-2015. John Mahama did not leave Ghana in 2014-2015 to go and beg the president of Ukraine for grain. So look, this Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, they have used our face as a mopping stick on the international stage. To think that the president of Ghana will sit in a plane to go and meet the president of Ukraine, who's been fighting a war for over 2 years, and go and do lala, beg him for grain. We are begging Ukraine. The President Akufo-Addo went to beg Volodymyr Zelensky, for grain, for food. We, Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. Jesus Christ. We need to put this country back to work. We need to salvage our image on the international stage. Our president has clearly lost it. We are more interested in a president who would deliver world-class health facilities, and not one who will take 339 million Ghana cedis to dig a pit. But they are Galamsey kingpins. Let's not be shocked that tomorrow we do an investigation and there was report of gold at the site there, and that's why they dug that pit. It was no cathedral they wanted to build. So 330. So look, wait. So do you know what 339 million Ghana cedis can do for communities? What's your hometown? Where do you come from? Seria. In Ashanti. Are you aware that we're building a hospital there? And that hospital was 75% complete? And that the NPP government for 8 years abandoned the equipment. The equipment that had arrived to complete it from 75% to 100% had arrived in containers. and we're just waiting for installation. The NPP has abandoned them at Sevilla, your hometown. Do you know what? That hospital did not cost 339 million to build the whole hospital. Imagine what the NPP has done to your hometown by not completing the Sevilla military hospital. And imagine what that money, 339 million, could have done for the local economy in Sevilla. I can imagine what it would have done in Ningo Prampram. It would have fixed Afenya Bawumia Road. It would have fixed New Jerusalem to Apollonia, Old Ningo to Mango Chunya, Old Ningo to Chopoli. It would have fixed all those roads and would still have had change to build the nursing training college. That's what NPP used to dig a hole in the center of Accra.
Since you have mentioned the National Cathedral, and quickly we'll be wrapping up shortly. I know yesterday the former president spoke about the National Cathedral, but as to what the NDC will do if it comes to power is not very clear to me. What will you do about the whole?
One thing I'm sure about is that we are not going to build a cathedral there.
So what is going to be the use
There'll
of
be a proper investigation into
and
the matter.
then?
And don't forget, the outcome of the investigation would allow us prosecute, and I expect the next Mahama administration to prosecute everyone involved in this theft in the name of God. Look, we live in a dispensation of grace, else God should have struck people dead like he did to Ananias and Sapphira for stealing in his name.
You are an elder.
Yes, and I'm quoting Bible.
And you don't believe that we need a national cathedral?
For what? The church I'm an elder in sits 14,000 people. It used to be the biggest auditorium in Ghana. Now the oil dome is also there. I hear it sits about 16,000. When you come to my constituency, Potter City, sits 20,000. What do you need a 5,000 cathedral for? And the man building a cathedral is busy supporting LGBTQ. The God he serves, does he support LGBTQ?
Okay, so
that cathedral is not a necessity.
Okay, so a future NDC government will investigate.
Has to.
Okay, and then what happens to that project?
We need to
the hole that has been dug.
I mean, if in fact, I can't even fathom that President Mahama would think of saying he's also going to build a cathedral. Absolutely not. But that hole would have to be converted into something. There must be a national conversation about it. There are several schools of thoughts. I think that today in Ghana, and this is again is my personal opinion, not the position of the NDC and not the position of President Mahama. I am stating this on the record. This is Sam George's position. I believe that what we should rather do with that space, since that land has been built. I have visited is it Marie Louise Children's Hospital in Accra. Okay. It's an eyesore. Okay. My appeal to President Mahama is the way he was able to, with his former boss John Evans Atta Mills, secure funding from the Israelis to build the UGMC, which is a world-class quaternary level hospital that mirrors the Sheba Medical Center in Israel. I want us to mirror a world-class children's hospital. I will want to see a world-class children's hospital sitting there that will provide cutting-edge, world-class healthcare to the children of Ghana. That should be John Mahama's legacy. That's my suggestion. I hope he takes it. But I think that would serve God and humanity better. That we give a befitting hospital for our children. Like you have St. Thomas in the UK, you've got John Hopkins, you've got Bethesda Children's Hospital in the US. We need a world-class children's hospital that will deal with all the congenital challenges that our children face in the world today. That will be my suggestion for that place. As for places of worship, we've got too many domes, too many buildings that have been built by the church. The church built those without taxpayers' money. People have stolen in the name of God, and we must give them judgment here before they meet God also for judgment. And there are some people, if I see in heaven, I'm going to ask God questions, because I'll ask
which people.
I don't know which of the identities to mention. People who have multiple identities, who've stolen in the name of God, use the name of God to steal 339 million of taxpayers' money. When Akufo-Addo said he was going to build that cathedral, did they not tell us that no peswa of taxpayers' money will go in? 339 million. So look, the biggest problems are happening in Go Pram Pram. Afenya Bawumia Road, Afenya to Dodowa, New Jerusalem to Apollonia, Old Ningo to Mango Chunya, old Ningo to Chopoli, 339 million. What was used to build that hole, dig that hole, would have fixed all those problems for me in Ningo Pram. That's how wicked. That's why yesterday, someone at the engagement called the president Nana Nebukadnezar. And I mean, it's that sheer level of wickedness. Sheer level of wickedness and insensitivity, carelessness. You ask yourself if these gentlemen and women in government have any milk of human compassion running through them. If they did, they'll be compassionate. Sawa, are you aware? Are you aware? Let me just tell you this. That look at the filth that has engulfed us in Accra. Are you aware that as far back as 2020, this government gave Cecilia Dapa $43 million. $43 million, Sawa. That's also over 300 million. She said she used it to clear 5 heaps of rubbish. 43 million. Are you surprised that her housemaid was able to steal over $1 million from her house when she couldn't find, and she didn't even realize? 43 million of our taxpayers' money has been spent in the name of cleaning Accra. Accra is dirtier than they came to meet it.
Okay.
Look, Ghana has become a crime scene. And I expect and I demand of the next administration of John Mahama to ensure that the perpetrators of this rape of Ghana's purse, the desecration of Ghana's innocence, must not walk and enjoy their loot.
Okay.
They must be made to pay a steep price, such that anybody who finds himself in Mahama's government would use that as a yardstick and a learning rod. But you see, Sawa, before I end, I am proud of President Mahama and Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang. Yesterday, President Mahama spoke about corruption. I am challenging Mahmoud Bawumia and Matthew Opoku Prempeh to speak on corruption. Bawumia has gone around the country and danced in all the 16 regions, but he's not spoken about corruption, because corruption is his middle name. I am daring him to speak about corruption. If he speaks about corruption, it will embarrass and disgrace him the way the dollar and CD have done to him. The election is not about dancing. It's about fixing the economy. It's not about arrogance. It's about putting Ghana back to work. It's not about talking down on Ghanaians and telling them to bring their own doomsday timetable when people's businesses are suffering. It's about putting the youth of Ghana at the forefront of national planning. And that's what John and Jane stand for.
Thank you very much.
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.